He began as an anarchist cartoonist, has directed several major cult movies, and gave Monty Python that famous action-squashing foot. But now Terry Gilliam is approaching what might be the biggest challenge of his career, directing for the first time an opera. Not just any opera, this one, Berlioz's Damnation of Faust, famously impossible to stage.
The ENO actually suggested that. They thought, you know, this is a thing that is very difficult and you need somebody with imagination, so they thought it was a good idea to drag me in. And initially when I listened to it, I said, this is just a bad joke. I don't know how to do this. I've never done opera, and I've got this problem. But little by little I thought, okay, well now let's see if there's a way around the problems that are inherent in this piece. I don't know if I've achieved it. We'll find out in a couple of weeks.
What are the challenges? What's difficult about putting this piece? I mean, it's famously undramatic, isn't it? Not very much happens in the story.
Well, yeah, I mean, the music is extraordinary. That's the great thing, and that's what Berlioz was doing. I mean, basically he had 8 symphonic pieces he had written, which was a Faust, but they were all just instrumentals. And then I guess one day decided, let's see if we can put a narrative in here as well. And so we have that. But what happens is the narrative is constantly interrupted by these like 5 or 6 minute beautiful instrumental pieces. So what do you do? And I thought, well, my approach was you've got to have another story that might propel the audience through while the main narrative is interrupted all the time. And so I planted it in Germany in the first half of the 20th century.
What is it about the music that attracted you? I mean, it's visceral and it's big, isn't it?
It pulls you in all directions, and it's kind of fragmented the way, you know, I suppose the way my mind works.
What's it like working with singers? Different from working with actors, I guess.
No, because I put my foot down on this one and I said our singers have to be good actors. And it's like the singing, they just do. It's the acting that was important, and we've been really lucky. Peter Hoare, who's playing Faus, Chris Purvis, who's playing Mephistopheles, and Christine Rice, who's Margarita. They're just great, wonderful actors.
Comes a group of rowdy students who will be passing by her doorway. If we slip in with them while they yell out their song, you will soon be in her arms.
It's a man who isn't interested in humanity, he's interested in ideas, but he does have, like most people like that, he's vulnerable to certain icons.
I think it's an allegory, actually. It's a story about the compromise we all have to make. Every single decision you make every day of your life, unless you are a stronger man than I.
He obviously represents a soul yearning for something that he doesn't possess. And then, bingo, that's when Mephistopheles pounces. And it invites him to explore all the things that he really wants from life. The price, of course, is the price of his soul.
Margarita, she was there, she was there. I saw her every image an angel brought to earth. When she died.
Faust is a man who was struggling to find order, basically in a chaotic universe. And I thought his attitude was he's very arrogant, he's very smart, but he's too busy looking at the stars and trying to find how everything works rather than looking at the real level of life, which is humanity and all the good and bad qualities of humanity. And he ultimately, I think his punishment is for not taking responsibility, not paying attention to what's going on around him, especially with the rise of fascism.
You do seem quite tempted by the idea of flirting with the impossible. I mean, is there something of Faust?
No, that's a bit more Quixote-esque, I'm afraid, that one. Yeah, just go for the difficult, the impossible, the things that other people don't do. I mean, when I've had an agent in Hollywood, which I don't at the moment, I just said, don't send me those normal scripts. Send me the scripts that nobody else wants to do. Because there's enough other people who can do the other scripts. So I'd prefer, if everybody's going that direction, I'll just go that way, just to see what's out there. It's more interesting, because we know what everybody's thinking. Let's see what they're not thinking.
Terry's just a force of energy and ideas and bursting with imagination and the will to commit his vision to the stage. And he won't really take no for an answer, even if it's impossible. What's being requested, he knows what he wants, and he's absolutely out to get it. And it's going to be the most spectacular evening.
What piety have we?
You know, yeah, we are being asked to be more theatrically minded than perhaps is normal. But I mean, that's the challenge that I think anyone who's sane enough or mad enough to take on these sort of roles would jump through. I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Action. I think the one word that on my T-shirt for this production is action. I think that's it. It's not stand around and, as we say, as some people say in the business, shall we say, rather annoyingly, park and bark. It isn't that. It's action.
What's been interesting, because the rehearsal is so difficult, we haven't had sets, so it requires imagining so much. And they've gotten through it brilliantly. I think other people who would be more rigid and less confident would have walked by now. But we're having fun. The crunch is coming. We'll see when the fun stops. I mean, I'm enjoying it much more than I thought, but now we're reaching the last stage, which is, effectively, we've got a week to go before our dress rehearsal, and then there's another couple of days and we're on. And it's all of those things that, are they going to come together in time? Because there's so many pieces that are not part of the puzzle right now. And we've got a week to do it, and people are dropping like flies already. So we'll see what happens.